Welcome to Florida Drone Supply. My name is Michael Hartog, and we're going to be going over how to install the dual gimbal mount on the M300 today. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and open this up. We'll see what all is included in the package here. Inside here we have the mount and a little piece of foam here. And then we also have inside there some additional screws and the wrenches right here as well. Okay, there's the screws and there's the wrenches. Now I prefer to use my own wrenches just because I prefer the feel and so forth rather than using the T-bar handles or the angled bars here. And then also it has this little foam tray that comes with this, which can be extremely handy during the installation process. We'll get to that later. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take off our current sensor and set that aside. I'll just set that gently right here since I don't have the case for it handy. I'm going to take this piece of foam that came in the package, set that there, and then I'm going to just take the aircraft and flip it over on its top here, like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and take off the existing bracket. There are two screws here in the front that I will take off. You got to give them a little twist there, get them started. They do have blue thread locker on them, and you want to make sure that you have that on there when you put it back on. The new screws will have new thread locker on them. Anytime you use a screw though, you need to replace the thread locker every single time you use it. All right, here we go. And there are these two screws on top, one on each side. Set that aside there. And I'm going to hold on to the aircraft so I don't lose my last, or the bracket here, so I don't lose the last screw as I take it off. All right. And then you're going to have a little bitty Phillips screwdriver to take these connections out here. I don't know that it comes with that. Oh, here it is right here. So there is one here on the end of this wrench that comes with a little Phillips screwdriver there. And we'll use theirs. You want to be careful not to lose that screw down inside there because it's hard to get out of there. May have to pull out a pair of pliers. Nope, I got it. Set that aside. And the one on the front. As a general practice, a person should not let it hang by the cable like I was doing there, but not too bad. There, got it. Okay. There is these Phillips screws on the dust cover for the other side as well. We'll take that off next. Unplug that, get it out of my way here, set that aside. Take my fingernail there to pull that screw out because it's just difficult to get out of there and not lose it. And the dust cover's off too. All right. And then I'm going to take 4 new screws out of here because they have new thread locker on them. As you can see there, there's that blue thread locker right there. You can see pretty clearly on the screws. I'm going to take this bracket and I'm going to set this right here. Take the right side, depending on how you're looking at it, plug that in there. And the left side, plug this in here. I'm going to flip this over so I don't have any stress on the cables. I'm going to set that to the side so that way it doesn't fall on the floor as well. Kind of difficult balance in there. And put those Phillips screws back in. This is where it gets a little difficult with my big fingers to get in there. But there we go. You don't want them to be too tight because you don't want to stress the plastic. All you're doing is trying to keep that USB-C connection from coming loose in flight. It's a pretty good connection to start with without the screw, but with the screw it just locks it in to make sure. And it prevents moisture and dust from getting in. You just want to make sure these are snug though, not over tightened. Right? And on this side. I'm having troubles getting that one in the right spot. And it would be a good idea to put thread locker on these too. I'm just doing this one for the demo, so I'm going to take it back off immediately afterwards. But you should put a little drop of blue thread locker on these as well, since you're using them. All right, those are snug down. And I'll take this bracket again, put this right here on the front. Make sure that my cables don't get tangled up in anything. Make sure that they're all free and clear of anything. I'll put this top screw in first just to hold it in place a little bit better. Made it a little easier to get it in the spot. And again, just like the Phillips screws, you don't want to over torque them. Just make them snug. All right, and then the two in the front. Okay, those are nice and snug. Then I'm going to go ahead and take the aircraft and I'm going to flip that back over. Remove our dust caps. Pick that up in a second. Lock that one on. And then I will take our Z30 over here. Remove its cap and lock this one in on this side. Oops. Didn't remove the dust cap first. There we go. And just like that, we've installed the dual gimbal mount for the M300.